The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete that. He's crazy stuff.
Outside Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard.
Jarrett, Pearson, Allison, Petty, they all battled for a piece of this hallowed ground, and tonight a band of outlaws look to stake their claim to a win at Langley Speedway. We get back to Saturday night short track racing in America on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Tonight, the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series brings you round 6 with the Outlaw 100 from Hampton, Virginia. Welcome home, everyone. I'm Sean Ambrose, and with me tonight is James Crahula. In the control room, twisting and tweaking the dials, always, Joe Peak. Camera angles tonight are brought to you by the one and only Dougie Beard. James, Langley Speedway, been here since 1950. Legendary joint. We go from high banks at 15 degrees last week to 6 degrees this week. Tell us all about it.
Well, Langley is a very, very, very flat track. Only 6 degrees of bankings in this .395 mile speedway. And that apron's definitely going to come into play tonight. Look for these guys to actually be utilizing a lot of that as their racing line to try and turn these SK Modifieds out here tonight. But I did a couple laps over here in the GSRC SK Modified earlier today. And let's go take a look.
Hi, this is James Crahula in a GSRC Modified, and I'm going to take you for a few laps around the Langley Speedway. This is a very flat track. Look for these drivers to be using that apron to help give them a little bit more grip to turn that car a little bit better through the corners. Overall, Langley is a track where you're going to see a lot of single file racing, not a lot of opportunity to use a second groove, as most drivers will be using the apron here at some point. Langley is a wide track, though, that's going to give you lots of opportunities, if you do make a mistake, to try and keep your car from taking home substantial damage. Keep your car rotating through the corners, hold your line, and you can find yourself in a good position here at the Langley Speedway.
Well, James, thanks for taking us around there, man. Yeah, you said it, down there low on that apron, there is speed to be found, and get a nice run back up into that very short straightaway before you got to do it all over again. This is going to be an exciting one tonight, and talking about speed, we caught up with Phil Temples. Philip, welcome on in here real quick. Thanks for taking a moment to talk with us. The fastest guy on the board right now, looking pretty good. You excited about this one tonight?
Oh yeah, I really love Langley. It's probably my favorite track on this simulation.
Yeah, and how's the car feel right now?
It's about as good as I think I can get it. It might have a little left, but I think it'll be good over the long run.
Well, you were the big winner Tuesday night in the White Lightning Limited Late Model, and what was that race like as far as the competition in the field? Did everybody spread out, or did we have a real tight race?
Oh, it was fairly tight. I believe I started pretty far back, and Donnie Moore just kind of made a mistake there with about 18 to go, and I capitalized and was able to bring that Ford home.
Well, hopefully you'll get a little bit of that success tonight in the Ford EcoBoost SK Modified. We'll be watching you all night. Good luck to you, sir, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again here before night's over.
Well, I'd like that, and make sure you have Neff's music ready, will you?
Yes, sir. We got it queued up, ready to go. All right, Phil. We'll hopefully, like I said, get a chance to talk with you again. That was Philip Temples, the driver number 19 there, Ford EcoBoost SK Modified. Looking for a win tonight. Phil's got a lot of people to get through to do it, though. It looks like we're going to have a really big field tonight. 16 cars, James. Tell us a little bit about how we do things here in the Outlaw Modified Series, sir.
Well, absolutely. This is just like your local short track that we have out here. So tonight we are actually going to start the field inversion from the top 10 from the previous race. So last week's winner, Matt Hoos, he will be starting in 10th, and John Holcomb will be starting on point tonight. So that's something that is going to be very fun to kind of see these guys try and get their way up through this field. We do have fixed setups out here with a 17.7 gallon fuel load. And something new that they started last week, we will have single file restarts from here on out. The lap cars at the back of the field. The admins will be in charge of the wave by on here. And here is where things get fun. We have 100 laps out here tonight. They cannot change tires. So you got to make all 100 laps last on your set of tires. So that's definitely going to come into play late on in the race of how well you take care of your stuff early on. But we do give these guys one faster pair as well.
Well, James, last week at Five Flag Speedway, Matt Hoos gets another win on the season. And, boy, I'll tell you what, that really opened up the points picture. Got him up now 5 points. He was 1 point ahead of Neff going into last week. Leaves last week with that win and 5 points ahead of Neff now. Ryan Edwards' Kiss, another great run for him last week. Gets himself a little bit closer, but still 18 points back. One of the big stories right now, Hoos, Neff, really starting to pull away from the rest of the field as we're past the turn, heading down the stretch here with an 11-race season here at stake. Ryan Nuss, 22 points back. Donnie Moore, 23 points back. That battle right there for third through about 7th in the field, even down to 8th and 9th. Tim Knott, Mike Holloway in 8th and 9th, tied for that right now. Guys really looking to maybe get a chance there in the top 3, but they're going to need a win to do it, James. Somebody's got to start winning some races besides Matt Hoos. I know Brian Neff would love to get one. That would certainly do good for him and maybe get him a little closer to Hoos. Maybe he can do it here tonight. But the rest of these guys, man, they got to hope for Hoos and Neff to have a little bit of bad luck and like I said, start winning some races, buddy.
That's right. And Sean, I apologize. We do have a new rule change this week that I forgot to mention. In the past, you had a stop-and-go penalty if you took tires. Now you're suspended for the next race if that car goes up on the jack. So a big rule change as well. So in the past you can maybe take that penalty if you thought the new tires would be worth it. Well, definitely not anymore.
Yeah, and that's only if you continue racing. Now, if you go up on a jack, you stay in the pit, you're fine, but they don't want you coming back on track. Your race is over, essentially, if you go up on the jacks for tires. So, and another change coming next week, but we'll talk about that then. We don't want to confuse any of our viewers on iRacing Live or the Global Sim Racing channel. We'll go over that then, but we do have another slight rule change coming next week. We'll talk about that then. Already run a couple of races here at Langley Speedway tonight. A little bit earlier this evening, the Whiskey Run Truck Series ran, and Jacob Williams gets a big win there. Donnie Moore in second, Philip Temples in third. Yeah, Philip Temples, man, I'm telling you, watch out for this guy. Could be a night for him. Then they ran the late models just after that, and, well, they flipped it around. Donnie Moore won the Crooked Still late model race, and Jacob Williams finished second, and Brian Neff third place. So a couple of hot shoes up near the top. Speaking of hot shoe, I got to tell you, James, Jacob Williams, new to the league. Man, he's picking up steam. A win is close. I really think he's close to picking up a win here in a modified.
Oh yeah, this guy, he's come in here these last few weeks and he has been running very strong, very clean, especially for the new guy to come out here and run as strong as he has with this new group of people. I think that 32 is definitely going to be someone to look out for this season. Possibly not for a championship, but definitely for some wins. And in the future, when we go to the next season, later this year, look for that 32. I think that he's going to be up there in that championship picture that we're going to be talking about up there, giving people like Matt Hoos, Brian Neff, and Ryan Edwards Kiss a run for their money. So definitely been doing very good here so far.
Yeah, I mean, he could start to fall into that spoiler role and start taking points away from the Neffs and the Hooses of the world, and getting some of these other guys that are a little bit closer a chance to maybe get into that hunt before we get to the final race of the season. So, yeah, definitely an interesting thing to watch there, and how Jacob can play into this and become a part of that story. Another new driver joining us tonight, Jeff Sharp, in a number 49, will be on the grid tonight. So, Jeff, new guy coming in tonight, and looking for a little action here on Saturday night. We welcome him to the family. Jeff, hope you have a great run tonight. James, man, tell you what, it's been a fast practice, 14.774. Man, that's a pretty quick lap any way you slice it.
Yeah, this track may be flat, but it is definitely not slow. Very long sweeping corners here, not very long on those straightaways. So you're able to keep your momentum up, very similar to how we did last week at Five Flag Speedway. So these guys are not losing a whole lot of time in those corners right there, and just a very fun facility here. And sadly, Langley is actually going through some issues here in real life too. So I hope that they're able to get up and run a 2016 season this year. But they're alive and well here on iRacing.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about iRacing. They've been able to keep some of these tracks that are unfortunately no longer with us alive, but they're alive and well, like you said, here on iRacing, and we sure look forward to calling those races every week. But I will tell you, with the 85-95% track state, uh, for as wide as this track is, unfortunately, the marbles are a real persistent threat throughout the evening, and it really makes that side by side racing very tricky, James. And that's certainly going to be something to watch, because, I mean, if you're going to make a move, you're probably going to have to do it on the outside. It's so hard to get anything going down on the inside. You're going to have to get up top there and be bold and try and get around, or get through somebody, maybe with a little help of the chrome horn, which we've certainly seen a time or two here on Saturday night, and I'm sure we'll see it again tonight.
Yeah, this is a track where passing is definitely very hard here. I don't know if we're going to see that outside line come into play here tonight for sure, but those marbles will definitely come into play too. And we have a lot of runoff, but that just leaves a lot more room for marbles too. So look for those marbles to actually be creeping pretty far down the track. And we've seen it get guys in a lot of trouble early on, not able to get their tires cleaned off after getting up into those marbles, trying to make a pass on someone, or getting shuffled out of line. So that's another big thing these guys are going to have to deal with, especially with this 95% starting state here in the race session.
I did mention we do have one person serving a penalty tonight. That's Christopher Hensley. He will not be with us this evening. Chris, back there, 7th in points right now, is going to miss out due to a penalty this evening, and that's a tough break. He'll definitely take a points hit for that. Sad not to see him here, but those are the rules, buddy. But we talk about that championship picture. Ryan Nuss, Donnie Moore, Lowell Jewell, they're right there. They're right there in the hunt, sitting back there in 4th, 5th, 6th place. And all they need is a little bit of luck, pull off a win. And they're looking at top 3 and getting into this hunt before we get into the last few races of the season. So we're getting ready to grid this thing up, James. Practice has ended. And as you said, that field will be inverted. Our grid looks like it's just about ready. And it is okay. So here we go, James. Langley Speedway on a Saturday night. iRacing Live on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Here is your starting grid. John Holcomb in the number 69 will go off first. Ernie Brown in second. Number 8, Lowell Jewell, number 55 in third. Tim Knott, number 41 in fourth. Ryan Nuss in fifth. And Brian Neff in sixth.
Brad Speidel in the 76 will be starting in 7th place tonight. Jacob M. Williams, we talked about him early on. He will be starting in 8th. Matt Hoos in number 21, he'll be starting 9th. And Donnie Moore in 10th place tonight. Lucas Stenziano starting in 11th, and Joe Marks starting in 12th, Sean.
Ralph Connor, 13th and number 58. Jeff Sharp, our newcomer, he'll start tonight in 14th. Philip Temples all the way back there in 15th. He will have a lot of work to do to get a win tonight. Mike Holloway will round out the field. 16 cars, SK Modified strong tonight. Mike Holloway to number 4. All right, James, here we go, buddy. Getting them lined up here side by side, getting ready to do this thing. One more lap around here. Getting the field set. John Holcomb going to lead him off. Representing the Indianapolis Colts, Ernie Brown just outside of him there, and the Krankenstein SK Modified. Lowell Jewell just behind John. Tim Knott, those two front rows, they will be on it hard. Ford Mustang pace car heading on in. Here we go. John Holcomb on the loud pedal into one. Nice, strong start. Ernie Brown gets up really wide, loses his momentum. Lowell Jewell able to get by down the backstretch.
Yeah, that was not a good start for the number 8 of Ernie Brown there. Just did not get going, and then very high up in the turn 1, too. And now we see him struggling with number 41 and Tim Knott. Ernie Brown's going to lose a lot of positions from that second place start.
Yeah, Ernie finally got it tucked in there. Finally got it tucked in. Boy, that was a little dicey. He jumped right down in front of Brad Speidel, I think that was, and able to get in line. But everybody knows to tell right now. Lowell Jewell doing a good job. Just staying right there with Holcomb. Holcomb getting a really nice run off of 4. Now down into 1 and 2 as they all go around, like I said, nose to tail. Nobody really looking to do much yet. Early days here in this race. 100 laps here at Langley Speedway tonight, James.
Oh, yeah, and I think this track, more than any of the others that we've been to so far this season, will play a big role in how you take care of your tires. This track, it will definitely eat up your tires. And so you're going to need to make sure that if you want to be there at the end that you take care of your stuff early on. So I think tire drop-off is going to be huge here tonight.
Okay, we're looking at the back window of John Holcomb here, and you're seeing Lowell Jewell starting to gain a little bit of ground. John using that apron, you'll see him dip down right here, and he'll get that tire, get those left sides down just below the yellow line, looking for just a little bit of extra speed. But Lowell is closing, and so is the rest of the field. John not really able to really break away yet, but man, when they spread out like this, that means one thing. You will catch the tail of this thing really quick. Not a very big track here, so you'll be navigating the back of the field. And to be honest, that guy at the back of the field, he's got every right to fight for that position, James, so you're racing him.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think that Ralph Connor Jr. is the one that will let John Holcomb by very easily, too, when they do get up to him here. Already half a lap behind, and we're only 10 laps into this event, so it does not take long at all. These cars will get spread out, and that's what the end product will be, was you're going to catch that tail end of the field here really quickly when you're back there stuck in traffic.
Man, John Holcomb almost had all 4 wheels down under the apron going into turn 3 in that last lap. Let's see if he does it here again. Almost does the same thing right there. I mean, he's really digging down there, man.
Yeah, and the apron line is definitely my favorite line to get around Langley as well. It's definitely very, very good to get the turn. You're not able to race on the apron at a lot of racetracks, so that's a neat little feature that they have here at this racetrack that kind of makes it a little unique.
Yeah, and you see Lowell not really driving that same line at all. Looks like Lowell may be trying to Took
Oh,
a
he got
little bit.
loose.
Yeah, he did just a little bit. Let's talk about Lowell maybe just trying to take care of those tires a little bit more. John really working hard. Oh, and he's loose again. Lowell Jewell goes around. Lowell Jewell, you're now your leader. John Holcomb doing a good job of saving the car, but he's caught down there practically on the apron. Ernie Brown coming around Holcomb. They're fighting wheel to wheel as they head into two.
Tell you what, you upset that right rear tire, and it will fight back for sure. And that's what we saw with that 69. Probably just got that right rear a little too hot, and that's what we saw him get loose 2 laps in a row here. So he's going to have to really calm down and take care of those tires, kind of let them cool down a little bit before he starts driving hard again.
Man, and Ernie Brown, the big loser again, man, gets stuck up top, gone all the way back through the field, now just finally gets back in line. And they are bunching up at the back of the field, James. Lots of action going on back there. Lowell Jewell, now your race leader, though. Lowell sitting high and pretty, coming across the start-finish line. Lowell would sure love to get that first win of the season tonight, man. I know he loves Langley. This would be a good one for him and really make a good advance for him in the points. Nuss doing a really good job up to second right now. Tim Knott third. Holcomb all the way back to fourth. Hanging on, though, still digging.
Absolutely, and for you Lucas Stinziano fans, currently we see him off the track going 7, now working on 8 laps down. So we don't know what happened to the 57 here, but he is not on the track, and it looks like his day is done. But going back to Lowell Jewell, he's been running very solid this entire season long, and so it's not surprising to see him up there leading this race right now. And I told, talking with Lowell earlier this week, this is not an endorsement that I am picking him tonight. I promised that I would never do that to him, but Lowell Jewell is running well, and not surprised to see him up there at all.
Well, it's been a really solid race so far. I mean, this has been impressive, man. These guys are serious about getting some good, hard, and fast laps in. Really aggressive, but nose to tail, not a, just a lot of respect going on right now. They know that we've got 100 laps tonight. Let's everybody take care of the cars and do our racing when it's time to really do some racing. But Lowell Jewell really starting to open it up now. Just really enjoying the clean air up front. And that car is breathing really.
Ernie Brown's around. Oh, hard in that inside wall too. Phil Temples is also involved as well.
Poor Phil having to start back there in the back of the field. He gets caught up. Ernie Brown. Boy, things just haven't gone well for him since the green flag dropped tonight, James. Tough break for Ernie.
Yeah, a horrible race so far for Ernie Brown. None really of his doing either. He's just kind of gotten shuffled around, and then we see coming here, this gets a little bit loose, and then, yep, he gets a little bit of contact there. We'll see Philip Temples kind of drive into the side of him there. Tough break there for the Frankenstein machine of Ernie Brown. He's going to have to come in and probably get that fast repair.
Yeah, we'll take one more look at it here. Riding on board with Donnie Moore. And he's getting right up there on Ernie Brown. Ernie gets loose, and there's just nothing you can do right there. Donnie had nowhere to go. He got out of it, but just, again, nowhere to go.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of damage happened to that 26 car either, so I think he's going to be able to stay out there and not have to come in for his fast repair on this stop too. So I think most of his contact was up there with that chrome horn, but right now we're looking at Lowell Jewell here, currently leading right now over Ryan Nuss and Tim Knott. Very quiet but solid race here for Lowell Jewell. Took the lead after John Holcomb got loose coming off of turn 2 for the second lap in a row, and Lowell Jewell just went past him on the outside here, and we see him leading a quarter of the way in.
Yeah, and we will do it with that single file restart. And, the accordion can always come out. You never know when they're going to pull it out of the case, but when it happens, it generally doesn't sound good. And sounds more like metal crunching. So let's hope we can get up to a nice start and get back to some racing here. But James, man, we've got 28 laps gone already. Didn't we start 30 seconds ago?
It definitely feels like that, and when you don't have the worst sounding accordion in the world, you do have your race go by here pretty quickly. So, yeah, these guys for sure, with only one yellow so far here in the event, it's been going by very, very quickly. And even though Langley is a pretty flat track, we're getting around here pretty darn quick.
Yes, sir, we are, and those lights are out on the pace car. Got to keep an eye on that these days because ever since we went to these single file restarts, man, got to be on point here. Make sure we're paying attention. Lowell Jewell gonna lead him around. Tron right there in his mirror. Tim Knott lurking back there in the 41. John Holcomb back to Ford. Brad Speidel in it. The Ford Mustang pace car is off. Lowell Jewell is on it, baby. Breaks away from Ryan Nuss. Down into one. Nice line through there. Gets those two wheels off down under the yellow line. And he's clean down the back stretch. Tim Knott having a nice run behind Ryan Nuss. They're starting to separate a little bit now from Holcomb. Brad Speidel hanging in there. Matt Hoos in the Reds. Ale, number 21, making his way up through the field. Nice restart here by these guys, James.
Yeah, and Brian Neff, he's someone that we expect to see up front here. He's had a very quiet night in 7th, actually one position down from where he started, but been up there right in the back bumper of that 21 this entire race. Hasn't let Jacob Williams get too close to him, but so far real quiet, not a whole lot of excitement out of that 60 car. You have to think, is he trying to save his equipment, which we know that he's very capable and good at doing.
Yeah, Neff's always got something up his sleeve, man. Whether it be bad hose clamp, he'll try to sell somebody, or a strategy. So you never know what he's got going there, but he'll probably be contended for this thing before it's all said and done with. Tim Knott looks like he's got his...
We had the 32 around.
Oh, Jacob Williams.
Yep, single car spin, though. I think he's going to get back going, though.
Yeah, looks like he is. Just was in the racing line when he spun there, and that brought the yellow.
Oh,
but I see the four in the wall.
Yeah, Mike Holloway's on the outside. I did not see what happened there, but we have it here on the GSRC replay. He's going to get a little bit of help from that 26. I don't know if the 32 got loose going into the corner. Yeah, a little bit of contact there from the 26. We send him around, and the 4 just had a little bit of warp contact there, it looked like.
Yeah, it did, and then he reappeared there just at the end as Jacob Williams started to get around. So, strange things are afoot at the Circle K, but we'll get it all straightened out here on the replay. Donnie Moore looking out. A little bit of contact. Just a little. Oh, and that's the one that sent him around. You saw the spark there. Those two hook it up.
Yeah, that's definitely what we call a short track. Oh,
yeah.
And then after the caution, I didn't see that either.
Yeah,
he got a little more contact. Man, Donnie Moore is remind him that he's not in a bumper car out here. This isn't the state fair, but no, we're going by. It looks like there hasn't been a whole lot of damage from any of these contacts out there tonight. But yeah, that was a very busy lap there for the number 26, Donnie Moore.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was interesting. I'll tell you what, you never know what you're going to get here on a Saturday night with the Outlaw Modified Series. But I'll tell you what, right now what you're getting is Lowell Jewell sitting in the lead, looking good. Ryan Nuss in second. Tim Knott, the number 41, hanging in there in third. John Holcomb, he's recovered well, hanging in fourth. Brad Speidel still in fifth. Matt Hoos in sixth. Brian Neff in seventh. Joe Marks in eighth. Philip Temple's in ninth. And Donnie Moore will cycle around in 10th.
Jeff Sharp in the number 49 will be getting the wave around this time around, and he will rejoin the lead lap after getting that in the longest line penalty on the last start.
Gotta love that wave around. Gives you a chance to fight and stay in this thing.
Always nice to be given something to let you get back up there on the lead lap. So He earned that right by being the first one back up there, 1 lap down. So we see him back out here as the pace car lights are off. Lowell Jewell, the number 55 Edge machine, is going to be leading us down for this next restart here with that number 13 Ryan Nuss right behind him. He's been keeping him at bay so far, so we'll see what he can do here on this restart.
Lowell got a really good jump on the last one. Let's see if he can pull it off again. Pace car is in, and there he goes. Nice jump, man. He got some really nice separation from Nuss right there. It's a good, strong run into 2. Nice, powers the car off and down the backstretch. Hard into 3.
Loose for the 60 off of turn 2. He's able to gather it up, though. A little bit of contact further back in the field with the number 8. Everyone gathers it up, though, and we're staying clean and green, Sean.
Yes, sir, we are. Looking good, too. Getting really close to the halfway point of this race already. Lowell Jewell powering that SK Modified around. He's, I'll tell you what, getting a little bit of pressure from Ryan Nuss. Nuss now starting to make his run. Getting a little aggressive, starting to close the gap just a bit. Tim Knott in this fight.
Contact. Did you see a little bit of contact there with the 13 on the wall in that exit, Sean?
Just a little bit, yeah. I don't think it was very hard. In fact, probably barely noticeable to him, but it did look like contact nonetheless. And that's always a mystery. You never know what you're going to pick up when you do make contact, no matter how soft or hard. You never know what effect it might have 5 laps from now.
Absolutely, but you know that Lowell Jewell up there in the lead right now, he can't be feeling comfortable with that 13 behind. Even with that little bit of contact there, you know that the 13, he can get the job done. So no sleeping easy for that 55. He's going to have to stay on it here as we approach the halfway point here in about 3 laps.
I think if Lowell just continues to hit his marks, he'll be fine. As I watch this here develop, Ryan seems to overdrive it just a little bit, maybe get a little hard, and Lowell's able to kind of pull away just a bit. Now, right now, Nuss actually starting to pick up a little ground where he was losing just a moment ago. But again, Lowell's got to hit his marks and just stay out of trouble. He'll be fine. Nuss is going to have to make a move to get around him. Lowell's not giving up that bottom line.
Oh no, and Lowell's doing exactly what he needs to do right now. Run that line, don't let that 13 get underneath you, and make him find a way around you. So let's hope that it doesn't involve a shiny bumper that that 13 has in order to get around.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is pressing the issue right now. Last lap, he was right on Lowell's bumper, and they almost did hook up. So Nuss doing a good job of keeping the pressure on Lowell. Back through the field, nice little battles going on. Tell you what, Brian Neff back there still battling. He's trying to make a move on Matt Hoos, and man, those two are starting to get a little worked up, a little impatient with each other. I think time to go. That's a battle we need to keep an eye on, James.
Oh yes,
Neff and Hoos are fighting, baby.
The Winn-Dixie 60 is ready for that position, and he's doing everything he can to try and get around that 21. You can tell he's holding him up right now, and you can tell that he's getting a little bit impatient too as he's trying to find a line around that 21 Red's Apple Ale SK Modified too. So this will be interesting to see what Brian Neff is forced to do here in order to get around that 21.
Philip Temple's just right behind those guys, having a great run. Also, he is trying to get into that mix and be as well. Oh, contact! Brad Speidel hits John Holcomb.
Oh no!
Everybody backs up. Brian Neff up in the wall. Matt Hoos manages to get through. So does Philip Temples. What a mess right there! A bunch of cars hooked up in that, James.
Yeah. Oh man, that really stinks for a lot of our contenders here. As we have it on replay. Looks like going into, I think it's this next corner. I believe it was, who got spun? I believe it was a 69 of John Holcomb.
Yeah, Holcomb takes the contact from Speidel. That sends Holcomb around, and everybody behind them has to check up. I'll tell you what, I think Brian Neff got the worst of that. He got pinched up into the wall, car up on two wheels.
Tell you what, he did nothing wrong either. He just picked the line, and unfortunately, it wound up being the wrong line too. Had nothing to do with that accident, and here he gets involved here. And with a track that is very hard to pass on, 44 laps to go in this event, that's going to be very, very difficult for that 60 car to get back up there. Yeah, just very unfortunate right there. Going high, and that's where the cars wound up going after the contact.
Yeah, lots of good equipment torn up in that one. Just hearing from Matt Hoos come on and let the drivers know that Lucas Tiziano suffered from a stuck throttle. Had to go ahead and get out of the car. Something was going on with his equipment there, James.
You know, you definitely don't hear about that one very often in sim racing, but it's very capable of happening on many different levels. So that's a new one that we saw here. Thankfully, you know, it's the repercussions aren't as bad here in sim racing too. But we hope that the 57 can get his issues fixed and be out here next week to come and join us again.
Yeah, I'm sure Lucas will be back next week to have a little bit of fun on Saturday night. One big family here in the Outlaw Modified Series. Bootleg Racing League is one big happy family, man. They got lots of racing going on every week. Tuesday nights, Saturday nights. Lots of series to run. Legends, late models, super lates, SK Modifieds, trucks. You name it, they got it.
If you love short track racing, this is the place you want to go. The Bootleg Racing League, always putting on fantastic shows. If you like these short, bumpy, like getting dirty, good time, short track, hometown feeling, this is the place to be. As the pace car lights are off, Lowell Jules getting ready to restart here.
And there he goes, James. Lowell, not quite as good a jump there, but still gets on it pretty good. Gets a nice run off of two. Lowell Jules still in command. This is his race to lose at this point. Like I talked about a little while ago, he's just got to hit his marks. Lowell loves this track. He's showing why he does right now. Ryan Nuss got nothing for him right yet. And I'll tell you what, Tim Knott just happy to sit back there. He's starting to get a little pressure from Matt Hoos. Philip Temple's also starting to put a little pressure on Hoos there, James.
Absolutely, and this battle kind of picked off. Just replaced Brian Neff with Philip Temples, going back to wearing out that 21 rear bumper, and now the 21 is trying to work on the 41 of Tim Knott as well. So a good little battle developing here, and won't be too long before I think that 26 of Donnie Moore might join the fray.
Yeah, here comes Donnie Moore. He is on the come. Tell you what, Tim Knott better get going, because here comes Matt Hoos and Phil Temples. They want some of that action.
You know, very aggressive racing out here tonight, but not a whole lot of yellows that we've had so far. Definitely, you would think with the level of aggression that we've seen from a lot of these drivers out here that we wouldn't stay as green and as clean as we have, but been very entertaining out here so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you can tell that a lot of these guys have had some good seat time here this week, because they are wheeling these machines around. Oh, Matt Hoos gets loose right there in the middle of the turn and does a really good job of saving the car. Philip Temples does a really good job of not wrecking him. He has to get out of it. Tim not able to pull away from that just a little bit. Those guys get stacked up behind him. He's able to now pick up Nuss. Nuss putting a little bit of pressure on Lowell Jewell. Not too much yet. Lap 70 in the books, James.
Yeah, not too much longer here to go. And that 13 still not able to do anything with that 55 edge machine of Lowell Jewell. He's been there the entire time, but has not been able to really threaten him for that lead. Just been kind of looking at his rear bumper. I'm sure that 13 is going to be very familiar with that Edge logo by the end of it.
Man, I'll tell you what, Matt Hoos is back here tempting fate. That car looks awful squirrely, and Phil Temples is right there just watching every move, looking to take advantage. I got a feeling those two are going to hook up here at some point. We don't watch out. It's time to get busy. Getting into just the closing stages of this race. You want to win, you better get going. You got to catch Lowell Jewell to do it. Ryan Nuss is the only one right now that shows he's got any chance. Everybody else fighting behind. Tim Knott doing a pretty good job of holding these guys off right now.
Oh yeah, Tim Knott has had, again, a very solid race. He has been up there and he's been holding his position this entire time. He's not really let anyone sneak around him this entire race. Very, very solid there by the 41. These guys can't get past him, even if they might be a little bit faster right now.
Who's really starting to get a good run behind him. Tim's got to be careful, man. Got to be really careful. Definitely got to drive with one eye in the mirror. You do not want Matt Hoos filling that mirror up at speed. Not a good thing. That will not end well for your night.
There's a lot of people in this league you could say that you really don't want to see in your mirror. And, that the 21 is definitely one of them. And the 21 has that 19 right behind him. And we've seen Donnie Moore as well. Very capable of getting up there, making it. Oh, 41 had a little bit upset there off the corner. 21's going to go in there right on his rear bumper. This is a great 4-car battle going on right now.
Yes, it is, man. And we talked about it. Matt Hoos is coming, baby. And Tim's going to... Oh, and then a little bit of contact
there
right there. Checking up behind him. Donnie Moore hangs onto the car.
Good amount of contact there between those four. Donnie Moore was the real loser in that one, but everyone maintains their position as we're going to try and bunch back up and try this again, Sean.
Hey, you call Donnie Moore loser. I call him Jedi, man. He hung on to that thing, kept that car on the track, baby.
Oh, and, absolutely fantastic save. I agree.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. And we're still green. 19 laps to go. Lowell Jewell still your leader. Looking strong, baby. I mean, for the moment he took that away from John Holcomb, he's never looked back.
Oh, Lowell is definitely starting to get into a groove now and opening up a little bit of gas on the 13. We don't know if Ryan is trying to save his tires to make one last run at the 55, but right now Lowell definitely has command of this race.
You know, I just don't think Lowell's ever looked like he was ever driving it really hard at any point, you know? I've seen Nuss overdrive that car
the 21's finally got...
Yes, there he is.
He finally got below that 41, but the 41's going to slam the door. Oh, he's going to sneak in there. This is a great battle going on right here. Third position.
Oh, and Tim can't get enough momentum to get back in front of him. No,
Tim's
loose.
No contact. Oh, big contact
Ernie
there.
Brown.
Philip Temples involved as well. Oh.
Yeah, Ernie Brown came through and hit Temples and that. Oh, what a mess. Tim Knott gets caught up in that. Boy, what a shame for Tim Knott having a great run. We're looking from the blimp. Those 4 cars right there, watch.
You know, I think that he might have just gotten up there a little bit in those marbles on that outside when you're not used to running a little too hard on the gas. That upset the car. And then that contact there with the 19. We see Ernie Brown come sliding in there at the end.
Ernie just drove right through that, man. And, his car has just got to be destroyed after that. Wow, what a hard hit. That's a shame, man. We're going to ride on board with Ernie Brown. Let's watch that from his view. This is the one you want to see. God, I hope I'm not overselling this one. But I got to tell you, this is going to be a good one. He just drives right through here, James.
Oh, and that's not what you want to see in your through your windshield. Tough break for Ernie Brown. Thankfully, I think most of it was a little bit of warp contact. I don't think that he's coming in pit with only restarting with maybe a little over 10 laps to go. I would try and keep that car out there and try and limp it home here towards the end.
Well, for all the bad luck that Ernie's had tonight, I mean, he's sitting fifth right now. So, what do I know about racing? I just broadcast these things. Ernie's car looks great. I don't see any problem with it at all. I guess that probably was some warp contact. So, Ernie Brown's still very much in this race. The reports of his passing were completely over-exaggerated and untimely. We apologize for that. So Ernie Brown is definitely in the hunt here. We're getting ready to get restarted. 10 laps to go when we do it. Lowell Jewell is still going to be your leader. Ryan Nuss is going to have to find a way to get around him. Matt Hoos up to third. Donnie Moore will be in fourth. Ernie Brown in fifth. Jacob Williams will start in sixth. James, 10 to go when we get restarted. Anything can happen.
Oh, yes, and you know that 13, now that he's got his tires cooled off, this is his last chance if he wants to get around that 55. Lowell needs to get in there, get a great restart, hit his marks here, and try and keep that 13 behind. Do what he's been doing all race long. Don't throw it away here in the last 10 laps. But you know that 13, he's gonna have to step it up and try something new to try and get around that 55. And I don't know if he has it, but the pace car is off. We're going green.
Lowell again with a really nice restart. Done it well all night. Nuss really just not a good restart for him there. He's got a lot of work to do to catch Lowell.
Oh, contact. Bill Temple's hard in the outside wall. He backs it in.
And the pace car is back out. We will get a chance to restart.
Yep, and this will be our last restart of the race, but as we go on replay here, looked like a pretty aggressive restart there by the 19. Coming off of turn 2, going into turn 3. Oh, we'll see that contact there with the 14, or the 41.
41, yeah, Tim Knott. Those two hook up and bring out another caution. But again, this has been a great race. We've had some great green flag runs. Tim Knott's car looking pretty beat up. We're riding on board with him now in the replay. You see Philip Temple's there in a 19. And there's the contact. Right front to left rear.
And these were the two cars that were involved in our last caution too. So contact again between the 41 and the 19.
Well, this sets up just like Lowell Jewell would like it to.
Oh, I'm sure he's not upset by this at all. He just needs to go out there. He's been getting great restarts all race long. He needs just one more good one to try and keep that 13 there behind him. Lowell Jewell's had a fantastic race tonight. Been really, really smooth. Only a couple more laps to go. This will be the last restart of the race, though. If we get another yellow, that will end the race.
A bit of a surprise. Neff, not much of a factor tonight. Jacob Williams, thought maybe he might be a little bit more of a factor. Still a little bit new to the modified. Maybe hasn't quite dialed this one in yet. Those guys got a lot of work to do if they want any chance to just try and get on the podium at this point. Look for Lowell Jewell to restart this race just like he has on every one before this. He's got this thing in the bag if he could just hang on for a few more laps. Pace car looks like it's going to take one more trip around here. Lights will go out. We'll get this race restarted on lap 96.
Yep, only 4 lap shootout here for that number 55 of Lowell Jewell, and only 4 laps of that 13 to finally find a way around him. 96 laps in, he hasn't found it so far, so definitely if he's going to find something, he's going to have to do it quick.
Well, here we come around. One last restart, James. Everything on the line here. Ford Mustang pace car. Dives in, Lowell Jewell on the loud pedal. There he goes across the start finish line. He breaks away. Nice run out of 2 down the back stretch. Nuss having a fight with Hoos. Hoos is there. Nuss with a nice run.
Oh, look
Check
at the
it up,
contact.
Ernie Brown.
Oh, wow. They're
Ernie
going to keep
Brown.
it straight, though. They're going to keep it straight. We keep racing, coming to 2 to go.
There's Ernie caught up on the outside again, though. Here comes Lowell Jewell. Oh, Nuss almost gets to him there. Lowell almost left the door open. Doing a good job of keeping it down there this time.
White flag.
That is the white flag. Lowell Jewell's got to hang on. Down the back stretch. Has Nuss got anything for him? He's going to have to try it here. Nothing doing, Lowell Jewell. Your winner of the Outlaw 100. Nice job, Lowell. What a run, man. Took that thing away from Holcomb early and never looked back. Great
Man,
win for Lowell Jewell and number 55 Edge Concepts SK Modified.
Absolutely. Lowell has had great races all year long. Had a lot of terrible luck late in the going. Very deserving of a win for this 55. Finally gets on top of his luck, and he's going to go to victory lane here tonight.
Yes, sir, he is. Going to cut him a few donuts and just burn that thing down. He deserves it. Lowell worked hard to get that one tonight. Had to overcome a little bit of adversity there early. Gets through the field, gets around John Holcomb, and baby, victory lane. Dale Lemon's victory lane. There he is on screen. Get you that screenshot, buddy. What a win. Great job for Lowell. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll go through the rundown with you. Talk to a few of these guys about their race tonight. We'll definitely get Lowell in for an interview. And we'll wrap this thing up. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel here at Langley Speedway. Saturday night short track racing in America. The Outlaw Modified, SK Modified Series just wrapped up. And man, James, we had a good one for you tonight. This is how we wound up. Lowell Jewell takes home the big win. Your winner, the number 55, Lowell Jewell. Ryan Nuss, good run, finishes second. Matt Hoos started ninth, finishes third tonight. Gonna hang on to that championship lead. Donnie Moore, fourth place. Jacob Williams manages a fifth. Pretty good run for him. Ernie Brown, despite all the tough luck, he'll take that sixth. Jeff Sharp, not a bad showing. He survives. The number 49 finishes seventh. Brian Neff, he battled all night, but still has to settle for eighth. Joe Marks, ninth. And John Holcomb, 10th tonight.
And I'll bring us home, Sean. Tim Knott in the 41 comes home in 11th. Brad Speidel in 12th. Philip Temples comes home in 13th. Ralph Cotter Jr. in the 14th position. Mike Holloway will come home after that late race incident. And Lucas Stenziano with the stuck throttle. He will come home in 16th, 90 laps down.
And that was a fast one tonight, man. They blazed their way around here, and one of those guys to do it and get on this podium, well, a familiar face, Matt Hoos. James, you've caught up with Matt.
I have caught up with the number 21 of Matt Hoos. Matt, a very solid season for you here so far. Another podium to add to your points lead, especially with the 60 having a bad run tonight. Please tell us about your night.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have much confidence coming into this race. The first two races we did tonight did not turn out well. But just something about this car this season, I've been able to kind of make it work where we've been. And besides, I've been getting some lucky breaks during the races, but a little bit of luck's been going a long ways this season.
Yeah, and you came in with a 5-point lead over the 60. You gained another, looks like 4 positions on him out here tonight, with him finishing back there in 8th. Looking forward, going into the rest of the season, you're putting together a pretty strong championship run. How do you feel when we head here to the USA International Speedway here next Saturday night?
Well, I feel good about pretty much every track we have left this season, except for the final one. Final track of the year, I just don't like that one really, so I need to try to keep being consistent, get a decent points lead so I can afford a bad finish there. But next week, USA's been a pretty good track for me in the past, and that usually puts on some decent racing, so looking forward to USA next week.
And for those that are wondering what that speedway that is hated by Matt Hoos, that will be New Smyrna, which will be on March 26th, will be the last race of the season as well. But heading to Lakeland next week will be a good one. According to the schedule here, we will only be running 75 laps there next week, so a little bit shorter here for the next 2 weeks as well. Are you a fan of those shorter races, or are you liking these 100-lappers that we've been running?
I actually like a shorter race. I've never been a real tire saver, and so the shorter ones usually work in my favor a little bit better. But I'm starting to get the hang of it, I guess. I mean, so far this season, I guess it's been going very good.
Yeah, when you're leading the points and you keep extending on that, I guess you're not running too bad. But before we let you head off to Lakeland next week, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, just congratulate Lowell on his win, and Ryan for holding on to second there. I gave him all I could to make him make a mistake to move out the way there, but without having to actually hit him. So, and that's about it. Good race by all the guys tonight. Did a lot of green stints, so that was good.
Yeah, and very entertaining to watch. Matt Hoos, number 21, Reds Apple Ale, SK Modified. We'll see you next week when we go to Lakeland, but I believe that Sean has caught up with your second place finisher of Ryan Nuss, and we're talking about Tron here, the one and only. Sean, take it away.
Well, Ryan, man, you were driving her pretty hard tonight. Just never seemed like you had enough for Lowell. Lowell was keeping it pretty clean, man. Tell us about
I'm going to Disneyland. Yeah.
it.
But yeah, I think I had something for Lowell. I didn't want to screw up my race tonight. The first two races were not very good, I should say. I was taken out by Lowell in the first race, I believe. He got underneath me and just spun me out. Terrible people. And then I was taken out by Shinosky the next race. So yeah, it's good to finish second. I was pretty much just following him, hoping he would screw up a little bit for me. But like I said, I just wanted to finish good and stay behind him and not screw anyone up.
Now, I got to tell you, Hoos is putting a little bit of pressure on you there late. What's it like having that guy fill your mirror up?
He likes to talk a lot of smack and usually get backed up. I think he tried to get underneath me one time and I think he backed off and knew he couldn't get around. So it's always nerve-wracking when he's back there because I know he's a much better driver than me. So I'm just hanging on.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Crash Impact Racing number 13 does a great job this evening, and hang on, you did, sir, and that nets you a second place finish, and that's got to have you pretty pumped up heading into next week, heading over to USA. Tell us about that journey there next week.
Well, like I said, next week I'm going to be in Disneyland, actually, so it wasn't just a joke. I will be gone the next 2 weeks, so I will not be here for that.
Okay, and you know what? That's a great thing, but man, that certainly takes you out of the points race as we head here in the later stages of the season. But man, I'll tell you what, Disney sounds like a pretty good option, buddy. You have a good time, safe travel to you. We'll see you when you get back here in a few weeks.
Yep. Can I also thank my girlfriend, kids, and it was good seeing my parents this weekend. So it was always good to see them, even though they are Trump supporters. So that's definitely not good. And if I could have got first, we could have gone to Disney World, but damn lol.
All right, roger that. Well, hey, listen, thanks again for coming in and joining us. That was Ryan Nuss, Crash Impact Racing Zone, the SK Modified. Good run for him tonight. James has caught up with Lowell Jewell, our big winner tonight. Lowell gets a really big win this evening here, and James caught up with him here in Victory Lane to talk to him.
Absolutely, he is not going to Disney World, or Disneyland, but Lowell Jewell is in Victory Lane here tonight. A very long time coming, Lowell. You've had some incredible races here so far this season and a lot of terrible luck. How does it feel to finally make it to Victory Lane?
I almost forgot to come over here and talk to you guys. It's been so long.
Well, you made it here, so now here's the fun part where you get to talk about how you got to Victory Lane.
Actually, it was easy. Just a matter of getting in that rhythm and staying there. Having a lot of green flag laps helped. I couldn't seem to shake Ryan for some reason, though, and I certainly appreciate him keeping it clean out there tonight.
Absolutely, and early on in the race, when the number 69 of John Holcomb, he got a little bit loose, and you sailed around on the outside, and you just kind of kept everyone at bay after that. So I don't know if this was a track that you were really expecting to do well here tonight, but again, you drove almost a flawless race, really no mistakes. Really, they couldn't do anything with you the entire night, and again, after all the bad luck that you've had this season too, and the strong runs, it just feels fitting that we find you here finally in the winner's circle.
Yes, it's been about 4 seasons worth of bad luck ever since that championship. Really starting to enjoy how things have taken a turn for the better.
Absolutely, and you're not sitting bad off in points either, as you came into the night 6th in points. I believe that you will at least move up to 5th after tonight, possibly even a little bit higher as well, with the absence of Brian Edwards-Kiss out here tonight. So not out of this championship hunt. Matt Hoos is trying to run away with it here, but you definitely, at the halfway point in the season, you definitely don't count that 55 out.
No, it's just all about individual races now. But if we can luck up and get a little closer to Matt in the points, that'd be fun too.
Oh, absolutely. And Lowell, I hate to tell you, but you're going to be starting 10th next week. I'm sure you really don't mind because that means you won here tonight. We do head to USA Speedway next week, though. How do you feel about your chances of getting through that field and trying to go for another victory and working on that points lead?
I like the track. It's a bigger track, therefore the shorter laps or the fewer laps, but it's still going to be a long race. And it should be a fun one, and I think I can maintain top 10. Might even be able to sneak a top 5 out of it.
Well, Lowell, before we head to Lakeland next week, any final thoughts before we let you go off and celebrate?
Well, I hadn't been here in so long. I want to make sure that I thank you guys. You guys, all of you, do an awesome job. You and Sean and the lovely and talented Joe Peak back there behind the glass. You really make our races even more entertaining, and we appreciate everything you do. And thanks to Adam Maxwell at Edge Auto Concepts for sticking with me. He hadn't gotten a lot of TV time here lately, but we'll make up for it here in the future.
Oh, definitely been making up for it this season as well, and I think I can see Joe Peak blushing all the way up there in the northern U.S. right now. Yeah, he said this is the first time that someone called him lovely, and he's going to go tell his wife. So you definitely made Joe Peak tonight. But Lowell, we appreciate you. We have fun covering this series and the great racing that goes on. Good luck next week in Lakeland.
All right, thanks, guys. Now I got to go explain this to my wife. Have a good night.
And that was Lowell Jewell, the winner out here in Victory Lane. Happy and thankfully, we do have the computers out here because I think he would have gone around kissing all of us here. Lowell was so happy. But Sean, a fantastic race out here tonight at the Langley Speedway. We see Lowell Jewell finally get that monkey off his back and finally find his way back to Victory Lane after the great runs he's had this season. This is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to head to USA.
Yeah, I can't wait to get there either. Really happy for Lowell to get, like you said, to get that proverbial monkey off the back. Good on him, and a great victory this evening. It was, again, just a really, really fine brand of racing we saw this evening. Guys charging hard, throwing down some monster laps, and doing it pretty effectively for good portions of this race. Well, I'll tell you what, Langley, a heck of a track, man. We talked about it in the pre-race. The fact that there's just very little banking here really promotes the type of racing that just makes it fun, man. It's just fun to watch, fun to call, certainly, but really entertaining to watch. And we got a good one tonight, James. I can't thank you enough for being here with us.
Oh, absolutely. I have so much fun coming out here on Saturday night. It gets a little more exciting each and every single week. And I'm a big fan of Lakeland. I can't wait to go to USA Speedway next week. And you know that the racing's going to be fast and fierce there.
Yep, and that will be next Saturday night, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. We go live from USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida next week. Looking forward to getting there, James. Plenty going on this coming week in the Bootleg Racing League. The Copper Line Legends run at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday nights. They'll do it this coming Tuesday night, the White Lightning Limited Late Model Series. They go green at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday night. They will be running USA Speedway next week. And then next Saturday night, the Whiskey Run Truck Series, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 50 laps. They get it started. Then the Crooked Still Late Model Series, they follow it at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They'll do 100 laps. And then we'll finish it all off right here on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel, the Outlaw Modified Series. We go live at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. 100 laps next week. Be here. Lots of people to thank. Our streaming equipment, iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA, Additional thanks go again to the guru, the man who makes it all happen behind the lens, Dougie Beard. Our music brought to you by Eric Ekholm. You can find him at ericekholm.com. Stay up to date with the Global Sim Racing Channel, globalsimracingchannel.com, on Twitter at GSR Channel, and on Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel. Okay, so the Bootleg Racing League. They're looking for a sponsor. They'd love your help. Sponsor a race, sponsor the league, sponsor a series. Want more info about that? You can get it at bootlegracing.com/sponsorship. Find them on Facebook at Bootleg Racing League, or you can just go to bootlegracingleague.com. Find out everything you need to know about these guys. Really fun group to run with. Fans, you can read about these weekly races with the Bootleg Racing League. Chris Wilson does a nice write-up, and they put it on iRacing News. Look for it there every week. Again, next week, Saturday, February 27th. Don't miss it. USA International Speedway, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.